And this will tell me that we're live, and it'll show our screen that we're currently producing. And then what we're going to do now is hit transition, and he's just about ready to strike the gavel.
Okay. So where's the president at?
He called in. He had something else to do today, so he couldn't make it.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, Mr. Right
Would that be Nikki or
So that's Rachel.
Rachel? That's Councilman Terrell? Yeah, I remember the council members, or some of them. Hello, Councilman Terrell. I'm not going to say it. I'm good. How are you? That's wonderful.
All right, everything is all set. 6 p.m. So now I'm just watching him. So as soon as I see him make a move for that gavel, I'll hit transition.
Not a lot of people, so there's probably going to be a short meeting.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because I know we're all trying to get home, so.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. We'll start by having our invocation. Mr. Scott, starting the meeting at 6 o'clock a.m.
God will please bow your heads. Father, we just come to you today, and we just thank you for all the wonderful blessings that you provided for us in this time of Thanksgiving. We just thank you for everything you've done for our city and our community and our citizens, Father. And Father, we just ask that you continue to watch over us and protect us and bless us. And Father, as we meet tonight, just help us to make the right decisions that are going to support us and go in the right direction that you'd have us to go, Father. Just watch over us, protect us, guide us, and direct us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We have the American flag on the
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take the flag on the flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We have two members out tonight, Ms. Marilyn Clay and our President, Nikki Cummins. So we do have one public comment. It's Mr. John Bootham. You have 3 minutes. Oh, no, really, I'm sorry. Any person with EDC related business may speak to the board in compliance with the Texas Open Meeting Act. The EDC board may not discuss or vote on any matters raised in public comment unless it's specifically on the agenda. To speak during an EDC meeting, you must be recognized by the presiding officer. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is John Abusa. I'm here on behalf of the Cleveland Skate Coalition. We've been working with the Parks and Recreations Board with the city in getting a public skate park built for the city of Cleveland. I am here today try to ask if there's anything that this board may suggest or offer and to get this project pushed forward. So, I'm not sure. This is...
We can't make a comment
Okay.
to your response. We can't respond to your comment. We can always just listen to what you have to say. But you can tell us more about.
Okay, yeah, no problem. No problem. So, like I said, we've been working with Scott, the Public Works team, and the Parks and Board, and the city has already allocated some space at Campbell Park for us, as well as set up some matching funds and some funds to update Campbell Park for the needs of the skate park. We are working to raise funds, the coalition is, for those matching funds. And so I'm here to see if there's anything that potentially this board could also help with. We've already reached out to skate park manufacturers, and the cost of a skate park was quite high. The coalition has sourced materials for that are less than half of what the price of actually getting a contractor in to build a whole park and everything like that. And we're currently about a quarter of the way of getting to where we need to be to purchase those ramps. The people selling the ramps for the skate park are also willing to sell it in parcels, so pieces, instead of all the ramps all at once. So if there was anything that this board could consider or could do, I would love to be a part of that.
Okay, we recommend that you set up a meeting with our director here, Mr. Ron Reynolds, and then give all that information to him, and that way we can put you on the meeting agenda for the next upcoming meeting, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is the reports and comments from the board members and staff. We'll start with Ms. Carolyn Davis.
Oh, okay. I just have one comment, observation. I noticed that we have one restaurant that's closed and another one open, and you wouldn't have known it unless you passed by. It wasn't in our paperwork, and one that's closed. I'm doing this because I don't want to make any comments. But I will say this. This is where business retention comes into play. When you go and talk to the business owners and find out if they're struggling, what they need, what we can do to help, things like that, that's just one of my pet peeves. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Next we have Mr. Brent. I'm sorry, Brent McWater.
No,
I have
you're
your
good.
hand. I'm sorry, guys.
We're twins. No comments at this time.
Okay. We have any comments from Mr. Patrick?
Well, I didn't, but I'm curious about this restaurant that's closed, because I see a lot of business in town that's producing and going well. I can't comment on that because you don't give us enough information to go by.
I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, the restaurant that's closed is, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Hong On across the street from that one. Across the street from Brookshire Brothers.
Oh, okay.
It's closed. There's a new eatery in the strip right next to Snap Fitness. is open. As far as I can tell, I mean, I didn't go in, but the way I found out about the one across the street from Brookshire Brothers, I went there and it's like, wow, no one is here today. And I looked, there was a lock on the door. It's closed. I was upset because that's one of my favorite places to eat. So I don't know why, what's going on, what went on. And the new eatery next to Snap, I can't pronounce the name. So maybe someone that has been here, I've been by there to see it, maybe they can tell me.
I don't have any further comment. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Rachel.
Yes, thank you. I am going to follow up with what Darlene said. I also noticed the new restaurant over by Snap Fitness, and it's kind of like when passing the gas station lot by Jack in the Box, like what in the world is this? And so my comment to the board or whomever is, how much does the EDC board know about before buildings go up and doors open versus like who is in control of the permits and how much are they sharing as far as communication between the board and the city? I'd just like to know how it works before just seeing something open, because sometimes as board members related to EDC, people ask us questions and we're completely in the dark because there's been no communication. So that would be helpful. On the other things, I would like to remind the community of our upcoming weekend, this first Saturday of December, which is our hometown festival, whatever we call it. It's the first Saturday. Great place for families and to support our vendors and our small shops and things. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. So anyway, if you come out, they also have a parade that night, and that's always lots of fun. Thinking of another thing, this is not necessarily current, but something I'm just going to add to the list of things to put on people's agendas in the community is to make sure you're registered to vote. We have votes all the time for school bonds and elected officials and everything else. And there's going to be an election again before you know it. So if you've moved, update your address. If you're new to the town, like get registered and participate. And my last comment would be also for those watching online is to apply to be on one of these boards and commissions because there's a lot of openings and diversity is what your boards and commissions need to thrive in that community. So those are my comments for now. But mostly come out to the Christmas thing because there's lots of fun and there's a lot of great.
Thank you. Probably any comment?
Yeah, I want to comment about business retention. That is something that all board members can do. And I do have some forms, and that is good. We all go around and talk to business. So I talk to business quite often and throughout town. And I saw the fish place. Actually, I like eating there myself as well, closed. But I noticed they had closed before, and then I thought, man, they closed, and then they opened back up, like a few days. Now, the new place by Snap Fitness, that's going to be a meat market. I went by there, and they wasn't open yet either. It's going to be, it is a meat market. So
I
when
didn't
they,
know, I
yeah,
just saw the name
Yeah.
and I figured it was a
right,
restaurant.
and they're not through as yet as getting their facilities, but I've been went by there to try to visit with them. So, yeah.
I mean,
But I got some forms. I mean, we all, anytime, and like I said, I always recommend to the board members, anytime y'all would like to come see me, let's go visit. It's good
the
for all of
reason
us.
as I stated some time ago, I did this before on business retention. And when it was done, the most important thing is once you visit these facilities to come back and report to both boards what you found out about ABC. If they're struggling, you were there, how many employees, the salary, if there's anything that we can do for them, how do they feel about our first responders, just different, we had a sheet, that we followed, and when we came back, we reported to the board that we went to ABC, this is the manager, they have 10 employees, this is the basic salary, just, you know where I'm going with it. And the reason I stated that, if they were, this particular business was struggling, like, patrons or something, we would know. And the same thing goes for when business, new ground is broken and businesses are open, we should know about it, because people do ask us. I was asked about the restaurant across the street. It's like, you don't know, you mean? I said, I don't know. That's all I can say right now. I don't know, and I do not know why. But it would be really important to us as city officials, members, etc., would know why. Were they struggling financially or what? Something.
Thank you. Oh, no, I'm not gonna comment tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I ain't gonna comment tonight. Number 4 on the agenda, all consent agenda items are considered routine by the EDC board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the board may request an item to be moved or considered separately. Number 4, approved meeting minutes for October 23rd, 2023, September 11th, 2023 workshop, and March 20th, 2023 workshop.
I would like to remove the, I guess it's the financial statement. I do have a question about the checks. So whatever one that's considered, that's labeled EDC checks.
Okay.
Is that monthly expenses or monthly financial statement?
Yeah, that's number 5.
Okay, I would just like to ask a question about number 5.
Okay, well, let's approve the minutes first.
Oh, okay. I thought that was all on the consent agenda 4, 5, and 6.
It is.
Yes, I'm sorry.
So I'd like to pull number 5 and ask the question.
Okay. But go ahead with your question.
Oh, okay. So I just noticed that the check was dated in November, and it's, the top says October. I'm just trying to figure out if that's a typo, if this is like October's checks, or if it's November, because we're at the end of November, like 1st. What are we paying to the city of Cleveland? Because I thought in October 1, our budget changed recently of how the city is paid. Like, why are we still cutting the check? Right?
Right.
And then my other question is whether this is November or October. Did the EDC participate in the, what was it that we just did, the fall festival thing? The candy food thing, whatever it's called? Yeah, Treat Street.
Treat Street.
Did we participate and did we cut a check for candy? Or did we not participate and contribute to the city? I'm just curious.
We dropped off.
Yeah, I think I don't know who all dropped, but I went by and bought candy and dropped it off.
Oh, so it's just personal funds and not EDC
Yeah,
funds?
well,
So it wasn't-
EDC could have done it, but I went and bought a bunch of candy my own self. and
Okay.
dropped off to make sure we got candy tools.
All right, I was just curious about if those types of expenses are listed on the expense report monthly
Yeah.
for how we're contributing to the community. So, okay, anyway, but then also if it's October or November,
Yeah.
or if that's just a typo.
So we would take that one out,
Okay.
because it was a typo.
And then we are still paid that account services, so the budget has changed.
Yeah, they still, and then Pam's not gonna be here, but that, and I've been wondering when that would change too. Well, because we'll probably see some more coming in play. And it may be,
Because that was supposed to happen October 1, right? So now we're on to December 1.
right.
So that's 2 months of financials to know about. That's my question, or again, if it's an editing mistake or what it is, or what the big picture is. I was in that one.
On this one for, may I? Hotel. Okay, for City of Cleveland, check date 11/1, invoice 11/1. So in my mind, that would be October payment, right?
Yeah.
And the budget change and everything went into effect in October?
October 1.
Okay, so it took care of October, so the next one should,
November.
It should.
Are we a month behind in the statements? It's almost December 1st, so we don't have a November statement. This is an October statement. And it hasn't reflected the change in the budget. That just was a major topic of discussion. And we only got one check as far as EDC. I have questions, I'm sorry. And how we contribute to the community.
Well, we're going to take that item off.
Not saying we shouldn't pay the city and the bills due. It seems like a small roster. Those are my questions. I don't know if there's answers to it tonight, but those are questions.
Well, when I saw it, I felt like you, but I looked at the dates and said, oh, that's October. And I figured since everything went into effect, October 1, everything else had to catch up, so then therefore, yes, EDC did pay the $600 for the October services. Right, Scott? I think that's right.
So it's a mix-up on the dates.
On the dates?
Yeah, the dates. Because if you go back a couple of sheets, it says October.
I know the financial statement is in September. We are.
Right.
Right.
So are we a month behind, or are we missing a November statement? Because the check dates are November, the title is October, so it would be nice to have dates and titles match.
This one.
And,
I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, Robert, where do you get this? I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe you have to wait till the end of November to see a full November statement. That makes sense, so maybe we are a month behind. Or if this is October, if we cut a check for Candy, but Robert took care of that personally, then that type of stuff should be listed.
Robert, who's
There's a typo on the data. Yeah.
who provided you this, Robert?
She got it.
You got it right here, she got it. So there's already been one for October, because in October, there's that one. And yeah, so this would be for,
She's got the September, and then she's got the October. Then you go to another one, it's another October. This one should have been November, because she's got November 1st.
Right.
Yeah, the date should have been November at the top, but
Okay.
she put October.
So there's a typo there, but then we're going to ask, okay, so at what point between now and the end of November are there other checks cut, and would it go on to December
Right.
bills payable? Like, we're either doing it from the 1st to the 30th of the month and seeing a full month of expenses, one statement at a time? Or like, we need to know we're a month behind, or, just be clarified as far as finances. That's an important part of transparency and showing what we do for the community and what checks are going where for big amounts and small amounts. Again, more of a statement, don't want this question, but that needs to be clarified or communicated better. And it should show the big picture, because this is city funds, taxpayer money.
Yeah.
change for that.
Yeah. So we can approve the bill being paid, we just have to change the date like the other questions.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to make a motion, or I'll do it? Rachel?
I'll make a motion. Are there any other discussions on the consent agenda, or is it just number 5?
Did we approve the minutes?
That's what I'm at. I don't want to make a motion until everyone is done discussing the consent agenda, or we're only on number 5.
I don't think there's any other questions on 4, 5, or 6.
Okay. So I'll make the motion.
All right. Then I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda with the expectation that the monthly expenses are edited to reflect the correct month and to list all transactions of money paid out by taxpayer funds.
Second.
Motion?
Yeah, and
And a second by Derek. Okay. All right. We want to discussion, possible consideration of, oh, I'm sorry. My bad. This is medicine, I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, clear the vote.
Yes, I second the motion.
3 second motion. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No vote. Motion
So
passes.
all four voted.
Now, discussion and possible solution of the following. Number 7, real property exchange agreement between South Central Sand LLC and the City of Cleveland, Texas, ratified the change of the agreement approving East Coast to sign the property exchange agreement. I need a motion for that.
Let me make a comment on this. This is on this property that we're exchanging, EDC property for South Central Sand, to get this 10 acres back. The agreement, there have been some changes, they had to make a change on it. The attorneys made a change, they did that, then we needed to approve ratifying them doing that change and allowing Nikki to sign this agreement. And the survey was completed, and it's back, and it's at the title company. They're working on the title report as we speak. So this thing should be probably, and I'm gonna say, maybe within the next 10 days, this week or next week, closing this piece of property. I mean, because they have everything now. Nikki was gonna be here tonight, he couldn't, but he'll sign this tomorrow. Then I'll get this to title company. They have everything else, they have the surveys, they got everything they need, so they're working on the title report now. So we'll be closing soon.
And Robert, what we received here, this was what we were waiting, reviewed by the city attorney, right? Is this information in the packet?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's been reviewed?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Make a motion that we approve, ratify the change of the agreement, approving Nikki Coates to sign the property exchange agreement.
Okay, we have a motion by Brent made.
Yeah, anything pertaining to it.
Okay. Do we have a second on?
Second.
Second by Patrick.
What does anything pertaining to it?
Well, whatever you close it, they'll have to sign the title, they'll have to sign that. Nikki have to sign, they'll have to sign it. So proving Nikki to sign the paperwork.
All right. For number 7, all in favor of voting on number 7, make them.
We already got the motion.
Go ahead, man. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, number 8, the EDC website. I'll let Robert go into a little bit more detail. The companies that he provided Golden Shovel and the total marketing and global investments.
At our last meeting, and then too, I also had a couple meetings, or a meeting with Ms. Davis and Ms. Clay. But last one, we had the one from Total Marketing on what, it would cost for them to build our website as we wanted, and they get all the data information. They came in like 24.5 on that, and then there was going to be an annual of, let me go to this page, 10,400 annual.
Yeah.
Then Golden Shovel, they came in at 25,000, and their annual is going to be.
Well, depends on what options you pick. But
Yeah, depends on
their
options.
annual fluctuates between 11.3 and 15,
Yeah, and then
15.8, depending on what option.
Yeah, and all of them have that option on what we pick. Now, I want to say, and then you had global investments. They were the most, they were $27,500. Not much information was sent. I had a lot more information come in on Golden Shovel, but Ms. Davis and Ms. Clay asked me to contact some cities, which I did, on who they're using, their website. I contacted Minnesota. They use Civic Plus. They use the same thing we do with the city webpage now. Bastrop, the one that Mr. McWater's liked, we all looked at. They all use Golden Shovel, and they had nothing but good things to say about them and what they do for them, because they did have a nice website. Dayton, they use Civic Plus. In Conroe, they use Golden Shovel. And same thing, they just had nothing but great things to say about Golden Shovel. So,
And there's some more local markets that Golden Shovel is in, Pasadena. I saw they have Pasadena's, Columbus, Georgia, but, yeah, just some,
They go wrong.
yeah. I don't know if any of y'all got a chance to go to some of these sites that are in the packet. A lot of detail.
Yeah, I was reading about, some of the things that, Gold and the Shovel, will do, and sort of like, what they were saying, but is it possible that, we could do a quick Zoom meeting or, 45 to an hour Zoom meeting so that they could tell us and show it, because we could read it all day long. Understand, all day long, until they show us what they can and cannot do, so that we will know, everyone will be on the same page.
Yeah, and what I suggest that we do, whoever's selected before we go move forward with them, who y'all want to work with, is the board form a committee, 3 people at least, and then we contact them, get in the boardroom, and go over everything, what we want to build, what we want to do. I'd like you and Ms. Clay, y'all both could be on that committee. Rachel could be on it, or Derek, whoever, but that way whoever we select, then make sure they're gonna do everything that the board needs and EDC needs as well.
I do agree, Darlene, as far as seeing it, printed websites aren't the same as seeing it, being able to have some discussions. There's still some things about SEOs and like social media posts and pushing things
Right.
out into operations behind a website. It can look as pretty as you want it to be, and that's nothing but makeup, because inside your website crashes and all sorts of stuff. So as far as having more information, I like the at-a-glance pages, like the things that they do with their SEO optimizations and things like that. If we could get like a one-pager of each thing to compare or have a conversation with them, so that we can make sure that if you're going to provide a website, that people have a good URL, like a good name, right, that they know that it's visual, and also that it will push out to social media automatically, because you want it to build traction and attract people to the city. So you want to make the right choice, not necessarily the cheapest choice. I'm not saying any of them are cheap or not cheap, but you want to look closely. You don't want to have high traffic and then your website doesn't function because it can't manage the traffic on the website. So I agree, a conversation or some details more than just the bio. Honestly, I don't mean this rudely, but as far as like the bios of the people building their website, I don't care if you did 10 years or 1 year in it. I need to see what you can do with
We
that
want to see
function.
results and showcase our city. And one thing that I learned from the last group that we talked about, you can look at everything looks pretty. First of all, Cleveland is not a Dayton. Cleveland is not a Conroe. So we will have to do the things that showcase Cleveland. Not like, oh yeah, that looks good. But I found out because that looked good, that little sheet costs big bucks. I mean, you don't say, so we would have to know specifically what we want in there, how often can we change it, add to it, and the cost of that, that's what's important.
So, yeah. So it'd be a good idea to go ahead and form a committee for that. Would you like to be on that committee? Carol? Okay. Rachel, would you like to be part of that committee?
As long as you're meeting that night.
Okay.
I do want to say, and I hope everybody took the opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, in this world, you got 3 different companies here. You look at 365 Market and Golden Shovel, I think they're pretty much 2 of the top. You know, a lot of our local people are using companies like this. They're accustomed to what you want to do. If you look at all 5 of these different examples that Golden Shovel gave us, those are customized by their EDCs. They're all
different, have different looks, have different things that they key upon. So they're made to be custom to what City of Cleveland wants. They're mobily optimized, at least the ones that I went to on my mobile device were, which is the thing that you brought up last time. So I don't want to get into things where we've been talking website for 3 years now. We just keep,
and it's old.
you know, I mean, we can form a committee and say, okay, we'd like to bring this company in. Tell us what you want, you know.
What I would like to do first, personally, not dirtying along, but others, we go out. You don't tell me if I'm wrong, go out, we need to showcase this, we need to showcase that. Have it, because when the company go out and do it, they charge. And so instead of saying, oh yeah, we want to put this in there, let's have some photos that we want. What does the board say about that? Have some photos already out, what we would like to showcase.
I think that would be in a strategy session, no matter which of these companies.
Right, I know. But instead of guessing, one say this and one say that, let's just take time and have some pictures taken.
And I don't disagree with what you're saying, so we don't push it off, like, you know, we can put a timeline on it. So my question then would be not Cleveland, we are Cleveland, Conroe, what is their annual operating cost? Because it is a sliding fee of what you're paying for. So before looking at, you know, Conroe and saying, oh, that's phenomenal, but are they paying $100,000 a year for it? Because if it's phenomenal at $100,000 a year, that's probably out of the budget, right? So an actual cost. Give me an example. Here's Bastrop at this price point. Here's Conroe at this price point. Here's Minnesota at this price point, and let us at least see the figures, because that matters the most. Because if they're going to be continuing with each other, they want to make it mobile friendly, SEO, social media, all those things, and other people are using it, then they need to compete with the price. So an exact price point, not a here's a range and what do we know.
Well, the only ranges are in what the only optional ranges are what kind of monthly or upkeep you want them.
Right, I know. And
You've got low end, you've got high end. I mean, yeah, I just want to, I mean, we have an opportunity, you know, and we can always say, hey, you're not living up to our expectations, when the committee meets with them and change. Say, hey, this isn't really what we're looking for, you know, but just a thought.
so you wanted to pick a company to move forward with
I'd like to move
tonight?
forward with the company and say, get them together and say, and then start the process. Because like you said, whatever's taking the pictures, whether it's Cleveland, you, me, them, that's going to be in the process of anybody who takes them.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're building your website from scratch to your specifications.
So would you like to go ahead and make a motion for a company to select Mr. McWorld?
Well, I mean, I would like us to think about that and say, is this something that we want to do? Because, I mean, again, we're going to have questions. I don't think you're going to get all three of them to come and
No, it's gonna be hard.
and do like that on one time frame. We could be sitting here in March having the same conversation.
Maybe we can get one a week.
I would like to, again, I mean, I think that
Is there
you've got
more?
reputable companies, and what we tasked Robert to do this past meeting was have us 3 bids, talk to other cities about their experiences with these bids. We've done that. And so, you know, can we get to the next step?
Okay, cool. I'll make a motion that we move forward with a committee to further discuss options with Golden Shovel.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a second. All in favor? All opposed?
Because in my understanding, that would just be having a conversation with them,
Agreed.
and it's not approving anything.
Yeah, we have
It's a sit down with one.
I like that. I think that's good. But at least if you come together on all the parameters, you've already crossed that hurdle.
Yeah. Okay.
Right now, we need positive information and go forth
You want to say who's going to be committee formed?
Yes, so the three on this committee being formed is Ms. Darlene Davis, Ms. Marilyn Clay, and Rachel Hall.
Yes.
That sound good?
Yeah, if we're meeting evenings or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Or virtually or something
Okay.
in that regard.
Okay. At item number 9 on the agenda for a date for the EDC meeting for December 2023, we do have a suggestion date, which is December 18th. Is that date okay on everyone? Okay.
December 18th, is third Monday.
Yeah. Good, everybody.
So I don't know about anyone else.
Can we go ahead and get a motion for that, approving that date for December 18th?
I make a motion for that date, the 18th of December, for our next board meeting.
Second, all right, okay. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes.
5-0.
All right. Number 10, EDC projects and goals. And to start us off tonight, we will have Mr. Bob Martin with the the old fire station pavilion and Kelly Construction. Come up and talk.
Mayor. Stacy's in city council.
Oh.
That's probably fine. Everybody's talking about it. Anyway, we appreciate you asking us to call on your pavilion project here in Cleveland. You know, the old contract has been around a long time, including 1980. So we're very familiar with the needs and the all your projects here with the pavilion. Does that go better?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, maybe. Anyway, we know once you go, looking for, we don't have to produce that, we've been, like I said, we've been doing this type of work for 37 years. And if we look at your project, it's not a difficult project, it's very simple. And there's some nice unique things, very colorful, blue up and charcoal color on the trim. And then when they're looking at other things as well, just very nice and really like to do with the city. It's something that I'm sure we got there to help. And we do a lot of this. Anyway, we also recognize the hearing for this project, which is coming from the people, it's a local company that provides some metal buildings for us. And I ensure that this building has quality structure. The thing needs to be understood around one level, this requirement is the county zoning. So, and also meets the city codes as well. So, wherever that we can accomplish, we build a lot of projects in the area. So schools, the churches, they have money hands, they have one tunnel. So, that's one thing we have. Some of them have a lot of things done. Anyway, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Bartlett, I'd like to make some comments here and inform board. You know, Ms. Clayton and Ms. Davis, again, we had a meeting one day and we were talking about this and we selected some colors. It was going to be like a blue roof to kind of go over in that area by the old fire station where it's going to go. The roof was going to be a blue, correct? And gray trim.
Correct.
And with open gable ends. with the 3 truss to hold them in each section. And it's gonna be galvanized, I believe, whatever. Now, we met over there, Mr. Brooks, Mr. Bartlett, myself, I think, and Mr. Coates. We all met and we marked the site off and kind of figured out it's gonna be like off of St. Center Street. It's gonna be from the sidewalk there, I believe 25 foot in and 25 feet from the little wall where Walgreens is at. So sitting in the kind of the east, south corner of the property, that would kind of leave the mural kind of open, where you still see that be real visible there. So, anyway, that, I believe that's done, and you have the building ordered,
Yes, that's correct.
and
March what?
when did, would that give you an estimated time?
That's it, 4 to 6 weeks, looking at that.
4 to 6, and so we're gonna be by the end of December sometime,
What about that?
being, close to being erected, so.
First thing we'll be waiting on is the actual plan from the level of manufacturing. That's what it's got to report to fit their building.
Okay.
And so that's the first thing we'll look for. Then once that's done, we'll pour the foundation, and then we'll just over there, we'll erect the building. It's all going to be very nicely.
Anybody, any comment, question?
No questions?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Barber. I appreciate you coming tonight.
I do have a comment on some of the other, if there's other discussions.
Yeah. Go
On
ahead.
part 10, okay. So, one of the projects that we've discussed for a long time with parks and playgrounds, I want to make a comment on, under number 10, specifically in regards to our skateboard coalition. So, a statement, then a comment, then a suggestion, I suppose. I have seen this group work actively for over a year and do everything within their means to get money to help the kids in this community. And I know there's a discussion about if it's city money, EDC money, or they should be fundraising for a state park or whatever it is. They've managed to even cut a deal and to buy pieces at a time. And maybe it's a mentality that I think parents provide for kids, kids don't provide for parents. When we live in a community that has free and reduced lunch for the school system, because I think we're like 90% socioeconomically disadvantaged, once we've seen them give their best effort, at a certain point we extend the rest of it and we give the kids what they want or need, which is something to do to keep them productive and to have something for recreation, to have something for social skills, to have something for enjoyment, whatever it might be. So I'm in favor of the Skateboard Coalition because I have seen them go after national money with competitions. I've seen them do what's the online fundraising program, whatever it is. I've seen them go out and sell raffle baskets or whatever they've done. And they've been actively pursuing this for over a year. And Johnny doesn't even live in our community, but he cares about the kids. And how can someone come in and care more than we do? So I don't know the exact price point. I believe that this is taxpayer money. And I think once they've tried their best effort, as I said, we should be willing to meet them somewhere. So I don't know if it's like $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is that gets you the first section, the first piece, whatever moves the project forward. I do think it should be an agenda item on the next meeting to go in favor of giving them enough money to give the kids the skate park that they deserve without asking our impoverished community that they have to earn it for as long as they've been striving to earn it. I think their effort shows that they have good intentions, and we can ask them to keep up the park, to contribute to cleaning the park, or whatever it might be. But that's my comment, is I would like to see us move forward with putting it for action next month, and that we put a price tag behind it, and we give the folks the skate park that they're looking for.
And just to piggyback on that, I think that's a great point. And Johnny, just like what Richard said here in the open, Robert said in the opening comments, if you can bring some data points to it, see what we're looking for, hey, maybe we can fund this, and this, or this part, some part of it. So yeah, let's get some data so we can actually look and see what we can do here.
Well, this is a personal opinion, and it might not be in agreement with the board, but when we have $30,000 budgeted this year for a mural again, I think we could easily take $10,000 and give the kids a skate park and skip a mural for a year. That's my opinion. So I think we can find the money, and they've done a great job doing the best that they can, and the kids deserve it. So we're going to leave it at that and wish them a Merry Christmas, I hope, next month.
Well, like I said, we can, bring all that information to our director, and we can put it on the agenda for next week.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you.
Anybody else, any comments?
Yes,
Oh.
it's great. Since the children was promised a skate park, after the municipal park, baseball, softball park on 321 was built, those of us in here that remember when that was under construction, they were promised, because we had a meeting and the children would get a skate park after that was done. So it's some, I don't know, maybe, some children have asked, when are we gonna get it, when are we gonna get it? I don't know, funds alone, I don't know, but it is a wonderful thing. And if, when you come to the meeting, I haven't seen it, if, you could bring the skating design, I would. Because I visited some skate parks, and in fact, I have pictures somewhere, at home on skate parks that I visited when we were talking about this, so if I could just see the designs and, no, maybe there won't be any changes, but I would just like to see, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Yeah, and Johnny, if you'll bring the price points of like the whole package versus the chunked out pieces where you can buy a section at a time. Then also if you'll bring the plan through the parks where they have planned to make an area or whatever demolition is going to go to help facilitate the spacing, so spacing isn't an issue. But if you can get the logistics and the financials behind it to present, or whomever is helping you, I'm in your corner, and I think it's time for the kids to have it approved without us having them sell baskets.
Right.
Thank you, Ms. Rickey, Ms. Berry, for your comments. If there's not anything else tonight, I know we don't have anything for the closed executive session. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting? We have a motion by Ms. Berry,
Everybody goes to Patrick.
all right. We'll be